Good afternoon, folks. Had to check the watch. If we could have one more round of applause for the Collegiate Choir, Tom Clark, conductor. It should be noted that the choir has been in rehearsal for how many days?
Like 2.
Oh, we got 2 days with the choir, and the band has been in rehearsal for how many days, folks? Same. So again, the applause is very much warranted, and it gives you a sense for. Thank you, please. It gives you a sense for why we are so proud of what we do here. We're working with what we believe are the best students, not just in the state but in the nation. And for 2 days of rehearsal, that gives you a sense for what we have here at Muskegon Community College. But what I'd like to do right now is have, if we could have the band play the national anthem, and then I'll give my official welcome. And if you could all stand and join us in the singing of the national anthem. The flag is right here.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red.
And if I can impose on the choir for just one more moment, the Muskegon Community College alma mater, again, the Collegiate Choir with Tom Clark.
Join in our song of praise, stalwart ones and true. Praise to the blue and gold, hail our alma mater. First college friendships we will remember. Our MCC to thee all honor due.
Well, thank you again to the choir and to the band, and thank you all for being here. This is a keynote, a marquee moment in the history of Muskegon Community College. We are in year number 89 of the college's life, and I think this is going to be seen 25, 30, 40 years from now as a very good year. And because of the work that all of you here and many of you in the community have done, you've allowed us to come to this day. And I know I didn't introduce myself, but I should probably do that at this point. I'm Dale Nesbary. I'm the president of the college, and in my 6th year, I'm so happy to be able to say that we're out here in a beautiful, under a beautiful sun, gorgeous tent, with outstanding weather. I'm not sure whom to thank. We have the mayor here. We have our board of trustees here to thank for the weather, but it's just gorgeous. So thank you all for being here again. Now, what I'd like to do is give you a little bit of history about this particular project and how it fits in with the life of the institution and where we expect to go over the next several years. Now, our Science Center is a $9.6 million project which will comprise two different events, or two different sections. The first part of our project will be taking place right where we sit and stand here. In this very spot, a 19,000 square foot addition to our science departments will be constructed. Now, that is, I'll say, 47 years in the making. Why are we adding space when we have an enrollment of roughly 5,000 students, and we've been there roughly the last several years? In the late 1960s, the college enrolled 2,000 students when you opened the facility that you see behind you. Now we're at 5,000 students. Some of you, including many of our trustees and many of you out there in the audience, actually attended classes here, are alums, and you understand what we were attempting to accomplish then and where we are now. We have more than twice the enrollment we had back in the 60s, and there was a desperate need to enhance the space that we had and actually increase it. Upon coming on board as president, more than 5 years now ago, the college embarked upon a master plan and a strategic plan. And that plan, which comprised students, faculty, staff, our board members, and many members of the community, met for about 6 months. And we determined, based upon a good set of research and many meetings and conversations with ourselves and our students and our community, that we did need more space. We needed upgraded space, and we needed to do what was right by our outstanding students. And this space that you see here will be the result of that. But it will only be the first step in a 4-step process that we have in reconstructing our campus. Tracking back our budgets and our actual physical space and the facilities master plan that we were involved in so many, actually 2 years ago now, 3 years ago I should say, it became very clear that we needed to do more than simply take a Band-Aid approach to what we were doing here. Our buildings, in some cases, were in excellent condition. In some cases, they were literally falling apart. I think when I actually interviewed for this position in February of 2009, I described our art building as a pole barn, a temporary pole barn that was there, that was literally built to last just a few years, and 38 years and going, it's still going strong. We needed to do something about that. The example that I use, and I've used consistently, is that several of our trustees were students at Muskegon Community College. Trustee Osborne, Trustee Portinga, Trustee Oakes, and Trustee Lester, who was not here, but there were flowers in her seat in her place. She's coming back. She'll be back soon. But our trustees actually sat in some of the same seats that are still in place today, and that to me was simply not acceptable. So we needed to do something about that, and what we needed to do about that was twofold. One was to fundraise sufficient funds to allow us to reconstruct our campus so that it met the needs of our students and our broader business and social community, which we accomplished. And we needed to accomplish that by integrating our broader community, not just talking with ourselves as faculty, as students, as board members or administrators here on campus. We needed to engage the entire community. We gave it our best shot. We started working on funding in 2009, and we almost got it. We were working with the state legislature. We had $4.6 million we were working on. Didn't quite get there. So we went back again and again and again. And in 2013, that funding was approved, $4.6 million. And we have our community to thank for it. We have our state legislators who are here, who have done lots of work on this project, and the vision of our Board of Trustees to see that that was something that we needed to accomplish. The second piece was working with our local community. Now, having been a former legislative staff and working for a mayor in the past, I understand that if we believe we deserve to have the public trust and the public funds to do the things that we believe are appropriate for our students, we need to have some skin in the game. We can't simply say, legislature, we want your funding, and we will spend it in the way that we think is appropriate. That wasn't enough. We need to go to our local community, the elected voters or the electors of Muskegon County and Muskegon Community College to help us get there. And in the fall of 2013, that was accomplished as well. A $24.6 million ballot question was approved to allow us to reconstruct the science space, our health center, meaning our gym and our health department's space, our art and music and theater space, as well as our technology space, which is taking the form of a downtown campus, which we're working on, but we're getting there. But thanks to a broadly cast approach, we were able to accomplish some things that I was hopeful that we would be able to accomplish, but in fact we did, so we're standing here today. And I thank you all, and I thank the board for having the vision to support us here. And one more note about the Board of Trustees. When a college or when an institution begins an initiative like this, it's very easy to support an administration or to support a community when things are going well. It's not as easy to support when things are not going as well. Fortunately, in this process, we've had things go, I think, relatively well, and a few bumps and bruises along the way. But I think having $4.6 million from the state of Michigan, thank you for that, and having $24 million from the local electors of our county demonstrates that what our goal was a laudable goal, I should say, and the board had the confidence and provided us with the support to move to where we needed to be. So I'd like to give our Board of Trustees a round of applause for doing what they've done for the college. Now, there are a whole series of other folks that we are going to acknowledge here. And again, I understand that these events, we have an hour program here. We're going to try to make good use of your time. But in year number 89 of the college, I think it's worthwhile to go through the list and thank people for what they've done. Now, we've already thanked some of our elected officials here, but if there are any elected officials out there, if you could stand and be recognized, and some of you will recognize my name later, but if you could all stand and be recognized, please. I know don't be bashful. Come on, folks. No. And I will note that Commissioner Willie German and Commissioner Gannerism Siding are Muskegon City Commissioners, and they're also employees of the college, and so we're very proud of them as well. So let's give them a round of applause as well. I know there are a series of folks who are actually running for office as well, so if there are any candidates for office, if you would be so kind as to stand as well. Got a couple out there. Sure. Thank you very much. And I'd also like to acknowledge a very important group of individuals who helped us get to where we are now. We comprised a millage committee to help us improve the college and help us raise the $24 million that we were able to ultimately raise. I know I'm seeing lots of them out there. We'll see if they'll actually stand and be recognized, but if the millage committee for Muskegon Community College could stand and be recognized at this point and accept a round of applause. Thank you very much. Our board chair, Dr. Don Crandall, will recognize our board members by name when he comes to the podium, but I also want to recognize the fact that we have our trustees here, and we do have at least one former trustee, Trustee St. Dennis, out there in the audience. If you could stand and be recognized. and a former president of the college, the legendary Frank Marzak. If he would be willing to stand, my big brother. Thank you very much, Frank. And a few more people I think are very much in need of recognition. The MCC administrative staff who have worked with us for these years getting us to this point. If you're on the administration, please stand and be recognized. Oh, come on, people. Thank you. I'd like to acknowledge our staff as well. Any other staff, I know there are some staff people out there, you didn't stand up. Please stand at this point in time. MCC staff, thank you very much. I have about 3 more groups here, so bear with me, folks. Bear with me, this is important, I don't want to leave anyone out. Now we have a very proud group of MCC alums. Now, if it were any other normal activity here, half of the crowd would stand because most of you did attend MCC, so I'm so proud of you. But if the MCC alums could stand, I would stand. I'd really love that as well. Am I killing myself here? Thank you very much. 2 more groups that I'd like to recognize directly. First of all, our Muskegon Community College faculty. The faculty are what make a college go. I'm a president. I'm a guy in a pinstripe suit. You know, I'm out there. I'm working with the community. I'm trying to get the engagement of our community and the engagement of our students and the engagement of everyone involved with the college. But without the faculty making life move in the way that it needs to move for our students, connecting our students with the business community, connecting our students with the ecumenical community, with those out there who can help entrepreneurism. It's something that I respect, not just as a president, but as a former faculty member and as a former person on the business side, looking inside, wondering what a good faculty will do for its community. Now I understand what a great faculty will do, so if our faculty could stand and be recognized as well. Thank you very much. And finally, our students. I know there are some students still here. I know some had to leave to go to class, but we're doing this for our students. I mean, bottom line, they're the ones who are going to help Muskegon Community College become regionally and nationally competitive. And if there are any students here, I know we have at least one of our speakers, I'm going to put Shalinda on the spot here, but any of our students, if you're still here, please stand and be recognized. Outstanding. Well, and again, thank you all for coming to this event. I am now going to turn the podium over to Dr. Don Crandall, who has some words of advice for us all. So, Dr. Crandall.
Dr. Nesbary didn't get the memo to keep our remarks to 2 minutes, so just reminding the rest of you, you've read the memo, right? Okay. The next thing is that you'll notice as I make my remarks that Dr. Nesbary and I have not communicated about what we're going to say. Suffice it to say, some things are worth repeating, okay? On behalf of the Muskegon Community College Board of Trustees, I welcome you to this exciting event in the history of MCC. I want to recognize and thank the Board of Trustees for their leadership over the past 5 years in achieving this milestone for the college. This time I'd like to introduce the Board of Trustees. First is Diana Osborne, Vice Chair. Diana, you stand. The next chair is for Dorothy Lester, represented by some yellow flowers. Dorothy can't be with us today. She's at home recovering from a recent illness, and we hope that she'll be back with us soon. Next is Nancy Fry, Secretary. Next, Roy Portinga, Trustee. Ann Oakes, Trustee. And Sean Mullally, Trustee. Let's give them one more round of applause. Thank you all. But we do not stand here alone, but on the shoulders of many before us. There are many milestones that have preceded us. From the founding of the college in 1926, the move to Hackley School building in 1934, the building of the Aldendow designed campus here in 1965, the Frumenthal Foundation Fine Arts Center in 1968, the Stevenson Center for Higher Ed in 1995, and in 2006, the Henrik Meyer Library Information Technology Center. During this long history, MCC has enjoyed the support of the greater Muskegon community. That community support has allowed us to be here today. It's not the Board of Trustees, but a concerted effort of the board, the president and his administrative and support staff, the faculty, the student body, and representatives from the community that have worked over the past 5 years to bring us to this event today. The college started a strategic plan several years ago. The results of that plan identified several key objectives to position the college to meet the needs of the community in the future. 4 key projects were identified. 1, the new Science Center we're here to dedicate today, an expanded health facility, an expanded arts center, and a downtown campus to support expanded advanced technical manufacturing and entrepreneurial studies. MCC went to the community and the state of Michigan for financial support. Thanks to the citizens of Muskegon County, we were able to pass a bond issue to allow us to proceed with the 4 projects. And thanks in large part to State Senator Jeff Hansen and our state representatives, we were able to secure a $4.6 million state grant to support the new Science Center. The importance of the new Science Center cannot be overstated. In this month's issue of Scientific American magazine, the Science Agenda editorial states, and I quote, "Community colleges are pillars of STEM, that's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education. They train technicians for jobs in leading-edge industries and grant associate's degrees to let students finish the last half of their higher education in 4-year institutions." Continuing from the editorial, the National Science Foundation has long recognized the importance of 2-year schools as training grounds for high-tech industry. Because of your support, MCC is ready to move the community to a higher level of STEM education through the establishment of our new Science Center. On behalf of the MCC Board of Trustees and the entire MCC family, thank you for your continued support.
Thank you, Dr. Crandall. Now it's my distinct honor to introduce Congressman Bill Huizenga, who has a few words of advice for the college as well. I understand that the Congressman is here, and he's to my right. Hey, Bill, how you doing? I see you. Good to see you.
Now that wasn't political commentary, that I was to your right, Dale? All right, sorry. Oh, come on, it's election cycle. That's all right. Well, I just came actually from speaking to a group of 8th graders about leadership, and I've been so impressed, not only with MCC, but the 2 people that in the tenure that I've been very familiar with MCC who have led it, Frank and now Dale. Don't you think they've done a great job to just leave a legacy here in this community? So, thank you, Frank. Well, as I said, I first got familiar when I went to work as a district director for Peter Hoekstra in January of 1997. One of my first meetings was up here at MCC because Pete was on the education committee, and I met Bill Locksterman, and who's become a good friend, and a number of others, and Frank. And MCC has just continued to impress over the last 17 years that I've been involved and engaged in it. And I didn't really fully understand, though, the impact of community colleges and the system that it is and the impact that MCC has until I got to the state legislature in '02 and really saw how integral community colleges are to our education system as a whole here in Michigan. As my state colleagues are fighting to make sure that Michigan remains competitive, actually rebuilt from some challenges that we had over the last decade, so that we can come back even better and stronger. And there's nothing that is more important than that STEM element of what Michigan has to look for outside of just traditional manufacturing. And we know that this investment from others comes from people who say, you know what, I'm not going to be around forever. Some of us are facing that sooner than others. But that recognition as a community to know that we need to leave a legacy and need to leave something better than what we founded, I think is the idea of why, after a lot of debate and a number of times going at it, this community was able to step up and say yes. And you know, whether it's the state of Michigan, the local community, and the supporters and advocates of MCC, this is something that we are all proud of, and we know will be a continual part of that integral part of that recovery of Muskegon and of Michigan as a whole. So congratulations to the board, congratulations to you, Dale. More importantly, congratulations to the community, because this is going to be a betterment. This is going to be a success for our students who are coming after us. So thank you.
Our next speaker is State Senator Jeff Hansen. State Senator Hansen, come on up.
Thank you. It's certainly a pleasure to join you this afternoon as plans to build a new science center commence. To the President, Dr. Nesbary, and all who helped complete this major project, congratulations. I mean, you're going to hear that a lot today. I think that's going to be through the whole thing. MCC is providing a renewed and revitalized focus on science and technology instruction and in higher education. There's a demand for STEM majors, and with this new facility, MCC will help develop the talent needed to keep our local and state economy moving forward. After our near miss in 2009, I made it a priority of mine to secure state funding to support this important endeavor. And I am confident that this new science laboratory center will enrich the lives of students, of faculty, and of the greater community. So again, congratulations. What a great day. Thank you.
Again, it's important to remember that this process did not simply take place overnight. It's a lot of late night phone calls to all of our representatives and Senator Hansen. It's just been a process, but we're here. But Representative Hovey, right? If you could step to the dais, I appreciate it very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me here today. It's really great to see all of you. My name is Marcia Hovey-Wright, and I'm the state representative for the 92nd District. And I'm very proud that I represent the area that Muskegon Community College resides. I couldn't be happier than to be here today for this groundbreaking and this wonderful new center. Over a year ago, I wasn't exactly sure when, a number of us from the legislature were invited for a tour of the Science Center, the nursing area, the gym, and the Art Center. And I couldn't be more convinced of the need for these additions to the community college and upgrades. Once it's finished, the new Science Center will house the most very important laboratories, greenhouses, and research rooms. And as it rises, it's not just the expansion to the Muskegon Community College that is built, but we are building for our future, for this community and for the people who go here. The community college and other community colleges in the state provide an excellent education at a very affordable price. And as many of us know, the cost of tuition has ballooned in the last few years, but MCC continues to be a very good value and very affordable for our local students. With the construction of this center, this value will increase as they have access to more state-of-the-art technologies in the classrooms. Students will graduate from MCC to be able to take very important jobs in medical research and healthcare and agri-science and other vital health fields, areas that are especially needed in Michigan. when I went to the jobs fair for the vets, there were a lot of people connecting up with jobs, but the groups that couldn't get people for the jobs they had available were the ones that were skilled. And so this will help to meet that need. This center will build a better future for the students who do the research here, and it will build a better future for our community, for Muskegon. We all know that investing in education is one of the single smartest things that we can do. When we help our young people to learn and grow, we are creating the kind of skilled workforce that Michigan needs and that will attract jobs here in Muskegon. So by investing in education, we are investing in our community and telling the world that West Michigan is open for business.
Go halfway up this time. Things are up heavy, right? And I think it should be noted that each one of our legislators and our elected officials, they have strong and interesting backgrounds. Before they became legislators or congresspersons, mayors, commissioners, or trustees. And it's interesting, our next speaker is a former science and math instructor at the high school level, Representative Colin Lamonti. So if you could step right up.
Thank you so much. I'm just so honored to be here today. And I can't tell you how geeked I am about this Science Center. And I know this is coming right from my heart because I am a representative, but I can't put down my science teacher hat. This is just so important. And let me tell you just a little bit about what is really going to be going on in this new facility. Because we all know it's about the economy and all these great jobs, and we're going to be creating all these skilled workers, and yes. But as a science teacher, I can tell you there's nothing better than watching a group of students working as a team in a lab, and they're performing an experiment, conducting research, and suddenly one of them gets that aha moment. It is amazing because suddenly they're like, oh my gosh, did you see what happened there? This is what's going on. And then they start explaining it to all the other people in their group. And that energy just spreads. And the next thing you know, there's another group on the other side of the classroom that is doing the same thing. And before you know it, your lab has become electric with the buzz of science and all of the language that goes along with it. And this is what this facility is going to do for this community. We are going to get an incubator for all of our future engineers, all of our future pharmacists, nurses, scientists, researchers. This is going to be the place where our community is going to be developing these folks. And I am so happy to support having this here in our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And next, Ken Mahoney, Chairman of the Muskegon County Board of Commissioners. Ken, and former teacher as well.
Yes. Good afternoon and welcome to all. I am a former teacher, 32 years of teaching algebra, geometry, trigonometry, and calculus. That will excite everyone here, I'm sure. I'm excited as well to be part of this process and this groundbreaking ceremony for a new science center. It's part of a $9.6 million project with the state of Michigan paying $4.6 and the rest coming from the citizens of who I represent, Muskegon County. They recognize that the best form of economic development is that of an investment in human capital. The human capital that will be served now and in the future by this facility will figure greatly in the economic development of Muskegon County. These students will be able to learn and benefit from the instruction made possible by the new facility. And in return, those folks will help us all in this county. It's more than just a facility. The students that are here will be our future. And I wish to thank all of those involved in this project on behalf of Muskegon County, for those who had the vision and the drive to make this Science Center a reality. Thank you.
Mayor Steve Garland, Mayor of the City of Muskegon. Steve, come on up.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, President Nesbary, Board of Directors, for the opportunity to share this moment with everybody. And Dale and everybody that worked so hard on the campaign, thank you very much, because that same night that it was a successful vote, I was able to ride those coattails to re-election in November. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I was trying to think of a pretext in order to be able to take more time up here, so I'm going to call to see if we've actually authorized and approved the site plans here. This is my jurisdiction, after all. But actually, we celebrate today an expansion not only of a facility and an institution, but an expanding community appreciation for the value of education in general and MCC in particular. So when deciding what type of words to share today, I decided on those of appreciation and gratitude. I'm grateful to the people of Muskegon County for their investment in the future of higher education in this community and the future of its citizens. I'm grateful for President Nesbary and the board and faculty and staff, not only for their hard work that has led us to today, but for what they and their predecessors provided folks like me and my wife, who are products of MCC, and to my son, who is in class somewhere here today, I hope. Is that you, Bill? Yeah, he's cynic. So I think I'll keep my words to a simple thank you to my neighbors and friends and fellow citizens for their generosity in supporting MCC. And thank you to the staff here and the faculty here and your dedication to your mission and the people you educate and the community you serve. And when I decided what it is I want to be when I grow up, and if you ask my wife, that ain't ever gonna happen, what I have received from this organization and the people of this community will have played no small role in who I've become and who so many people have and will become through their drive to learn and the opportunity presented them here at Muskegon Community College. May those opportunities not only benefit the individual, but bring back a rich resource that can be transformative to this entire community. And I have no doubt that that's what's in the cards. Thank you all very much.
A couple of the recognitions that I did not make earlier on. We do have Mary Judnich representing U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow. And Mary, I'm not sure if you'd like to be called on. You sure? Okay, you sure? You good? Say hello, Mary. And round of applause for Mary. Our architects, BMA King Scott, and I know they're here somewhere. They're helping us wave their BMA. A round of applause for them. Clark Construction, who will be managing the project, and I know they're here. Hello, Clark. And I'll say, not quite last, and definitely not least, my lovely spouse Connie, who's in the front row, who I did not want to forget. And let's give her a round of applause as well. She's put up with me for more than 35 years, so you know what can you say. And we have two more speakers, and to me, we're saving, with all due respect to everyone else, including myself here, the best for last. We have Celinda Davenport, a student speaker, Vice President for Phi Theta Kappa this year. Am I accurate? one of the outstanding groups of students on campus, and Shalinda, I'm sure, will do a great job calling them on up. Shalinda Davenport.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to pay due respect and honor to President Dr. Dale Nesbary, the Muskegon County Board of Trustees, its faculty members and student body, the community members, and the media. It's far more than a privilege to be part of such a momentous and historic occasion and asked to speak on behalf of my fellow students. In 2011, I believe the Muskegon Community College Board of Trustees identified 3 top priority improvements that was desperately needed here at Muskegon Community College. A new science wing with up-to-date equipment was at the top of that list. Dr. Don Crandall, the chairman board, was quoted as saying, "We've got a nice campus here. We need to protect it." And I would like to add to that, I have attended several different institutions of higher education all over the state and the country, off and on since 1981. Always trying to better myself, better my family, better the community, the country, and even the world. But I can honestly say that Muskegon Community College is the finest institution of higher education I have experienced. You see, there are many MCCs, but only one Muskegon Community College. And now it's improving. This expansion will help attract and retain talented individuals such as myself, with whom I can collaborate and create greatness within the broadcast communications sector. This science center, outfitted with top-notch lab equipment, will attract students and address a national call for more science, math, and technology majors. This new science center will not only enhance my life as a student and the surrounding community, but it will have a positive impact on Michigan, on America, and I believe even the world. Not only for myself, but for my grandchildren who are not yet even born, and their peers and generation as well, which is definitely building for the future. Some students select a major because it teaches them practical skills that are valuable in the workplace. Once they have decided on science as a major, you can best believe that now Muskegon Community College will be at the top consideration list to study with this state-of-the-art science center we are breaking ground for here today. I believe we can all agree that graduates in this field tend to be very well paid. Many of them stay in this area, therefore will have a positive economic impact on Muskegon. And for those who choose to move elsewhere in Michigan, will have a positive economic impact on the state. And if they just so happen to move elsewhere in these United States, guess what? Yes, they will have a positive economic impact on America. I can honestly repeat with all sense and logic that there are many MCCs, but only one Muskegon Community College. I'm Shalinda Knight Davenport. Thank you.
Thank you, Shalinda. And our last speaker, Toby Molesky, President of our Faculty Association and Physics Professor here at Muskegon Community College.
First of all, for those that know me, this is Toby. I actually own this outfit. But thank you for attending, and thank you for inviting me to speak. As president of the Muskegon Community Faculty Association, I can tell you that the Faculty Association was definitely in favor of this millage. We pushed hard for it, and we are anxiously awaiting our new facilities. As a science instructor, I'm very much looking forward to this addition. Physics, myself personally, in physics, will be going from 1 classroom to 2, so that's a 100% increase in space. Not only that, we're going to get all of our new equipment, which again is going to be state-of-the-art. We already have it all picked out, and we're just waiting for this one last academic year to kind of drag through. No, we're really excited for this academic year. We have great room right now, but now we're going to have 2 rooms, which allow for more flexibility of scheduling And space, what we're doing is having, personally in physics, we're having tables that we can move around so that we can go from, as Colleen said, from small groups to mid groups to large groups, and really have a nice integrated space so that we can get great interactive learning. So we're looking forward for that for sure. I know we've heard a lot about some of the other facilities that are going in. Our building has definitely needed an upgrade for years, as has the HBUR building, and we're looking forward for our downtown center also. At this point, I'd like to introduce some of the science faculty that are here. So if you hear your name, please call out, stand up. From Biology, Life Science, Teresa Van Villing, our department chair. Darren Mattoni, who is our undergraduate research chairperson and leader. Is Darren here? He's not here? Okay, sorry, but we do have an undergraduate research program that we're starting. We're very much looking forward to that and working strong with that. Is Dr. Mack here, Sean McCauley. Biology instructor, Kathy Pollock. Very warm welcome to Scott Kendall, a new instructor here full-time at MCC. Jennifer Darling, our lab supervisor. Hillary Thompson, the Life Science Department secretary. Thank you, Hillary. I see Liz Boland here, who is going to get new space in our chemistry lab. Dave Wiggins, the other physics instructor. We are very much looking forward to our new space, and thank you for having me. One last thing, it's easy to invest in a building. It's harder to invest in operating funds. And as now speaking more as a MCC FA person, there's been a disinvestment, we feel, in education throughout the country. And so we hope that we keep this good feeling going and reinvest in education, not just for buildings, but for operating funds. So thank you.
Well, thank you all for coming and speaking and sharing. Dr. Crandall, I have 5.5 minutes, so are we good? So we are now going to break. I know there are going to be a series of groundbreaking ceremonies to our right. So thank you all. Thank you for being here, and let's keep moving forward. Thank you for your time.